Hey, Gary Baker here with PublisherReport.com, and today's quick video, we're going to be talking about how to self-publish your own book. Look, I get it. Maybe you've already written the next great novel, or maybe you just have the next great novel inside of you. Either way, you have to get that novel out, and then you have to get it published. So, what is the best way, and how do you do that step by step, whether you're a beginner, complete newbie, or you're someone who's already written a book and you just haven't taken that next step of actually getting it published as a self-publisher? And that's what we're going to talk about in this video, and we're going to get started right now. So as you see here on the screen, we're at Amazon.com. And before you roll your eyes and be like, oh, here we go again, publishing on Amazon. The reason we're talking about Amazon is because simply it is the biggest marketplace in the world. And when people are looking for books, they know to go to Amazon to look for books. So when you go to Amazon, you simply drop down here and you go to the category books, and you go over here and you just search for books. You're going to find tons and tons of different kinds of books. Just by simply looking here, books at Amazon, arts and photography, biographies and memoirs, business and investing, children's books, cookbooks, food, wine, history, literature, mystery, suspense, romance, sci-fi, mystery. Okay, at this point, most people are already confused, even myself, before I ever published my first ebook and then moved into publishing my own low content books, which are physical books like this one right here, which is just a simple notebook. I was overwhelmed, and that's what I want this video to be about, is to make sure you're not overwhelmed and give you a simple starting point to get started. And I'm going to walk you through those steps step by step, but I just want to make sure you understand where you're at and where you're going, because self-publishing is a journey. And the destination can be a lot different for a lot different folks. And some people don't even know their destination yet because they haven't even started writing. Like I said at the beginning of this video, maybe you've already written and you know exactly where you want to go. You just don't know how to actually do the step by step to actually get your book up on Amazon. So we're going to talk about that in a couple different ways here, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that here towards the end of the video. But I want to focus in on an actual product that you can create, even if you are a writer or if you're not a writer and you just want to publish books for whatever reason you want to be a publisher. Whether it's because it's your dream to be a publisher, it's a dream to be a creator of a book, a physical book, or an ebook. My recommendation and the way that I've actually wound up in the path that I'm taking and my destination is more of being a publisher and not so much creating the book, although I do create a lot of my own interiors and covers for my books inside of the low content book niche. And that's what I want to share with you here today before we get into the step by step of publishing your book. Again, whether that be an ebook that you want to publish on a Kindle so people can read it digitally and buy it a cheap download, or they can buy a physical book. Again, a fiction book, a nonfiction book, or a simple journal planner, anything and everything that falls under the books at Amazon with all these categories. So we're going to go up here to book, and to get this started, we're just going to type journal. And I'm using journal as the example because it's the easiest sort of way to wrap your head around it. Again, if you haven't published yet, how easy this is going to be if you just want to get started quick with publishing. So first things first, you type in journal and you go down here and you're going to see all these journals right here. But I want you to focus in on another subcategory, and it's under book format over here on the left hand side. And we're going to click that, and we're going to make sure we're only looking at paperbacks. In this video, I'm really just focusing in on physical books and low content books, just so you can get an idea of the fact how easy this is. Again, so in case you're not quite ready to publish that great novel that you've already written, or you have a long history book, a nonfiction book that's either in business or a history book that you've written, or if you've written a romance novel or whatever, but you're not quite ready to publish it, or you still need a cover and you're looking at outsourcing, you're looking at building a brand, people have told you to build an email list, to build a Facebook group, you have to have all these things. Why not just step back and create something small, simple, still use your creativity, but don't have to worry about all those things and getting all that stuff done? Because all those things are important later on down the road. But again, this is a step-by-step tutorial of publishing, of self-publishing, and it's really aimed at a beginner. So if you're a beginner, this video is who I'm talking to. Of course, if you're intermediate, and you've published a few books and they haven't really gained any traction, and you're looking for a way and a method that you can use to still be a publisher and really get going, this might be exactly what you're looking for. Again, like I said, this is about a journey, and the destination is different for everyone, and there's tons of different destinations. So in this case, we're looking at journals, and again, we selected that paperback format, and we're just going to go through here and look at some of these. You can see these bestseller books here, and we're not going to get into bestseller ranks and how much they're selling. All that's not important right now. What we're doing is we're just looking at things that are for sale, and then we're going to look at how to create them. So you can see that some of these right here are just simply gratitude journals. You can see some of these are, have titles that you may not appreciate, but the point is you can just see that there's all kinds of ways to be creative. And really, when you look inside of these, for example, this gratitude journal, this is a bestseller. We'll go ahead and click that and look inside of it. And this is from Pretty Simple Press. And when you click on this to look inside, you're going to see that the cover itself is pretty simple. And you can also see here, they're actually using this book to market their brand. And that rolls up into all the things that need to be done to create a brand and create marketing. You can see here, they're creating an email list. They're doing all this stuff. They have a website. They have Instagram accounts. They're building a following around this book. And this is a great way to go about doing things. But again, let's start super simple and let's keep it super simple. And let's just focus on what this gratitude journal is doing and what it's saying. And again, this is allowing you as a writer, as a publisher, to either be a writer, be a publisher, or be both at the same time, and keeping it simple. And you can see all they've done is created a simple book. Good Day Start with Gratitude. They put a quote here, and they've given you a few places to write some lines. For example, they've added a prompt, I am thankful for, and then they've allowed you to list the reasons you're thankful. And that's all they're doing, is they're just allowing you to express yourself. And this also allows you, again, as a writer or a publisher, to express yourself and put all that creativity together and really get started as a self-publisher. So again, making these books, we're going to cover that. I'm going to cover that here on the channel in depth and tons of detail. And there'll be tons of videos about that. But I just wanted to show you how simple it is to get an idea, and how simple that it really is to publish a book on Amazon. Of course, this is a paperback book. If this is not your thing, that's okay. I'm going to show you again exactly how inside of Amazon to create ebooks as well, how to publish those, how to create fiction and nonfiction, how to format them. We're going to talk about all that. There's going to be videos, links in the description. There's going to be cards and all the other in the future videos. So we're going to cover that. For now, I just wanted to give you an idea, and also, again, focus in on the fact that the destination is different for everyone. Ebooks, fiction, nonfiction, your different categories, all here inside of Amazon. Low content books, no content books, low content publishing. It's just a destination. It's just a place that you can fall into to utilize your creativity and get started very simply and easily with self-publishing. That's why I showed you this example right here, because it's one of the best examples, because it is one of the best-selling journals on Amazon. And now let's just jump right into step-by-step how to actually self-publish, where to click, where to sign up, all the details you know to actually publish your book on Amazon. So to do that, it starts with a simple Google search, or you can go directly to kdp.amazon.com, just like you see here on the screen. I simply signed in with KDP Direct Publishing. KDP stands for Kindle Direct Publishing. It is Amazon's publishing platform for self-publishers. You simply just go to kdp.amazon.com again, or Google KDP Direct Publishing. And what you're going to do is you're going to sign up if you don't already have one. But most people already have Amazon accounts, so you can just use the Amazon account that you already have. Actually, you need to use the Amazon account you have, and you need to read the rules and all that, because Amazon only wants you to have one account, and they want your KDP account and your personal account to be the same. But you can read all that. And again, I'm going to cover all this in future videos. So for now, let's just focus on getting over to kdp.amazon.com and taking a look at how to get started. So when you go to kdp.amazon.com, you're going to see you can sign in with your Amazon account, or if you don't have an Amazon account, you can sign up right here. And then you can learn more about publishing popular genres on KDP. Again, we're talking about business and investing, comics and graphic novels, education and textbooks, KDP for kids, literature, fiction, mystery, thriller and suspense, nonfiction, romance. All these categories are available and they're very easy to get started. Again, if you've already written it, then you're that much further ahead. You just need to get it out there and get it published. If you haven't written it, like I said, that's why I wanted to show you a simple journal in the low content publishing niche. That is a great place to get started. Again, we're looking at this as a journey, and we're not really just focused in on the only one thing that we can do. There's many, many ways of being a publisher and creating content and actually being a self-publisher and getting that book done, completed, and up there and published and for sale on Amazon. So again, we'll go ahead and we'll look here. You can create a new account. And of course, that's going to look like this right here when you get ready to log in. Sign in with your Amazon login. You can either sign in with the login you already have for your personal Amazon account, or you can create your KDP account right here if you don't have an Amazon account. Of course, if you have an Amazon account, which I do, we'll go ahead and we'll sign into that. Then what you're going to see here is you're going to be inside of Kindle Direct Publishing. You're going to have your bookshelf, you're going to have your reports, there's a community, there's KDP Select, all those things coming in due time. You can see here CreateSpace has moved to Kindle Direct Publishing. CreateSpace was the old version of their publishing arm. It was a leg of Amazon that allowed people to publish and create books, but they've merged them all together. You can see here you can create a new title, and you can see here a book content. You can upload a manuscript or use our free creation tools to create children's books, educational content, comics. And it's just that simple to get started right here with Kindle. Book covers, you can create book covers inside of here. You get descriptions, keywords, or this is where you add description, keywords, and your categories. You also get a free ISBN to publish your paperback book. Of course, Kindle books don't need one. And if you're going to publish a Kindle book, you simply just click here to publish a Kindle book. If you're going to click here to publish a paperback, you just click here to publish a paperback. And that's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at the paperback because in my opinion, it's the easiest one to get started with. It's the easiest way to format because there are some formatting issues inside of Kindle. So we're going to focus in on paperback. And to get this journey started, we're really going to focus in on low content, which again is keeping it super simple inside the interior of the book. And again, allowing us to use our creativity and get started with this self-publishing thing. So to do that, you're simply just going to click on Publish Paperback. Then you're going to see you need your paperback details. You're going to need your paperback content. This is going to be the cover, the interior, and then you set up your paperback rights and your pricing. And it's really simple to create a book title. You would just go here and you would create a new book title. So you would add new book title. Then you have a subtitle. You need to focus here on everything that's optional. When you first get started and you're a beginner, just ignore all the optional stuff. Except for this one, because subtitle is going to be important, because this is where you're going to be able to add a few keywords, and you're really going to be able to define what your book is about, because your book title is really about being clever, whereas your subtitle, in my opinion, is more about being not so clever and telling people exactly what your book is about, so they understand it. When people are searching, they know exactly what they're getting. Then you have series information. Again, that's optional. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Edition numbers, optional. Primary author. This is going to be your name or a pen name that you come up with. Like, for example, if you want to create a publishing company as an author, or if you want to create like some just crazy pen name, you can do that as well. I'll dig into all that in future videos. For now, just go ahead and put some combination of your name or create some kind of publishing name. Contributors, again, this is optional. I wouldn't worry about that too much. The description right here, you will put a description here. The description is important, and this is also to really make this stand out. You're going to have to add this in an HTML format. You're going to need to format this with HTML tags. Again, outside of the scope of this video, you can simply Google HTML description for KDP, and you can find some KDP description editors online that create this information for you, or you can learn how to do it yourself. It's very basic, it's very easy. Again, we'll cover that in more detail later on. And then this is where you're going to select the publishing rights. And this is, I own the copyright and I hold the necessary publishing rights. This means that you created the book yourself, you own it, it's your creation, and you're the owner of this, and you're publishing it under your own brand. Public domain, we're not going to worry about that right now. Keywords, these are optional. I would go ahead and fill these in, and these are going to be the keywords, again, that people are looking for. This is how people are going to find your book. So for example, when you're typing into Amazon what you're looking for, you'll see these keywords, and we're going to cover this in a lot more depth. But for now, just understand that this is the words that people are searching for. These are the words that describe your book. For example, if it's a journal, the word journal, diary, notebook, these are all synonyms. These are all things that people type into Amazon when they're searching, and that's what keywords are. So you're going to be adding those in right there. Of course, you have to choose a category right here to get started. And again, this comes into the idea and the concept of what it is you're creating and what you really want to be as far as being an author or just a publisher. And you go ahead and you select those: fiction, nonfiction, comics, graphics, right? Everything and anything that you need. You need 2 categories. So go ahead and just grab some of those. Don't really overthink this too much, because Amazon will at times recategorize your book, and you can always contact them and get it added to more categories and really fine tune that categorization later on. So don't focus too much on that. Does this book contain language, situations, or images inappropriate for children under the age of 18? If it does, select yes. Be very mindful of this. Don't try to be like, oh, well, my book does, but it's not really bad, whatever. If it contains language or situations that aren't for kids, go ahead and select yes, because kids aren't your target market, and you don't want people under 18 finding a book. Amazon's going to get notified of that, and you're just going to wind up in trouble. The thing about publishing on Amazon is follow the rules. If you follow the rules, follow their guidelines, you'll be okay. And this one's a very important one. So if it doesn't, say no. If it does, say yes. And then you're just going to click save and continue and move on to the next step. So once you get to the next step, this is where you're going to get your ISBN. You can either use your own ISBN if you want to get into those details. We're not really going to cover that right now in this video. So just go ahead and click assign me a free KDP ISBN, because the reason is you're using Amazon as a platform. Might as well just stick with it, use the tools they have for you, and keep this as simple as possible. You can see here you can use a free KDP ISBN. This free ISBN can only be used on KDP for the distribution to Amazon. Again, don't worry about this. Amazon is a huge distribution platform. It's a huge place to get started easily selling your own book. Again, we can break out into other platforms later on. Let's just get started with the simplest way and the biggest platform there is today to buy and sell books, and a great place to get started with publishing. Assign ISBN, just simply click that. All that's going to happen right here, you're going to see that it is assigned your ISBN. Publication date, optional. Again, you don't need to worry about it. Here, your print options, don't overthink this. Again, we're making simple journals, so we're going to go ahead and just go with black and white paper. 6x9, of course, there's different sizes of journals, different sizes of books. 6x9 is a nice size to get started. It's a nice size. It's a pocket size. It's a good size that most people utilize for journals. I have a journal here behind me that's a 6x9. This is a 6x9. As you can see, it's a smaller book, 6 inches by 9 inches, right? You can simply just make a small little journal. That's a 6x9 if you want to get sort of an idea of what that's going to look like. So again, when we're talking about creating journals, it's a great one to get started. It's simple, it's easy, and people like to buy these, so it works really well. Bleed, no bleed, don't really worry about all that for now. Again, we're just showing you step by step how to get started. And then of course, paperback cover finish, glossy if you like a glossy cover. This is actually a glossy cover. I don't know if it'll come through on the video or not. And then matte is just sort of going to be a more normal book cover. Glossy is just going to be what it says. It's going to be glossy in appearance. It's going to have a little shine to it. So pick the one that you want, the one you think works best with the cover you created. Here's where you're going to upload your paperback manuscript. This is going to be the content, the pages themselves, whatever they are, whether it's a line journal, a dotted journal, whether you're using prompts, quotes, or if you even just write little short stories in your journal, or if you write in a small short story as well, you could publish that just as easy. Again, it's a simple paperback manuscript and it's in a PDF format. But you can also upload a doc, docx, HTML, or RTF. Just make sure you understand here. Click here, you can learn more about manuscripts, and you can also download a KDP template. So you simply just click that. That'll upload the manuscript that you've created. Again, it's just simply the content that you're going to be adding to your book. It doesn't have to be a manuscript per se, whether you're thinking a manuscript, again, like that great novel you've written. Maybe you typed it out on the typewriter, or maybe you have a 1,000-page Word document. Again, you're going to see right here, it's just simply uploading a simple PDF. In this case, it's going to process that file. Then you're going to get down to the book cover. Here you can use the cover creator that Amazon has, or you can upload a cover that you've created or that you outsourced, either way. And here you just go ahead and you upload your cover file. Then you'll see there you can just simply upload that file. Again, this is a PDF that you've either had created for you or you've created yourself and converted to PDF. Of course, there's guidelines for the cover, and we'll cover all that again in more detail in future videos. Just for now, know that you've had your cover created, or you created it yourself, and you're just simply uploading it. Then once you get your book cover uploaded, you'll see here, cover uploaded successfully. It's processing the file. Then you get to this point, and you have to do this before you move on. You have to preview your file to check for formatting and print quality issues. This is where you actually get into the details of bleed and the size, making sure that your cover and your images aren't going to get cut off. Things that are in the interior of your book don't get cut off, don't get chopped off. What it's going to look like when it actually prints. And to do that, you just simply click Launch Previewer. Note that this can take some time to prepare your files to give you that display. It's just one of the things that you have to do is you have to click on this and you have to wait and be patient, because you want to make sure you get this right, because it's about quality, it's about the customer experience. And Amazon, when you're talking about selling products on Amazon to include the books that you're self-publishing, Amazon is huge on customer experience, so they want everything to go great for the customer. And this is also going to help you make sure that you get those 5-star reviews that you deserve. So make sure you take time, allow this to happen, work through this process, and make sure you get it right. It's just one of the steps. It's part of the journey to get to that destination that we're all trying to get to. So once that finishes and it gets everything set, the print previewer will launch. And then you can see over here on the left-hand side, it's going to go through some quality checks. You're going to see an error here. If your book has errors, it won't meet our quality standards. To publish your book, you will need to fix those errors. Again, that's why you're going through this process, and it does take some time. You're going to see here, you chose 6x9, but your interior file was submitted was 8.5 by 11. I did this on purpose to show you exactly that these errors are going to happen. Don't worry about them. Don't overthink it. Don't get freaked out about it. Just do what they tell you to do. You'll get it fixed. You'll get it completed, and you'll be on your way to self-publishing. As you can see here, this is a coloring book. It got cut off because this is not the right size. This is an 8.5 by 11, which is a lot bigger than a 6x9. So you can see that it's going to cut those images off. But you see that the general idea here, it's going to create the book cover, the front of the cover, the back of the cover. Again, this is something you created or you outsourced. And then you simply just go ahead and you click here and you can preview exactly what the pages are going to look like. Again, you can see here this book, which is a puzzle book as well as a coloring book. It's really an activity book. You're going to see that these words are going to be cut off. And you can see there, all text must be completely inside the guides. That's where things come in, and you need to make sure you understand how you're formatting your interior, and you understand what size it is, 6x9, 8.5 by 11, and again, over here, quality check. It's going to explain all that for you. This text is outside the margins. The image is outside the margin. The object is outside the margin. Insufficient gutter, right? You're going to get all this information and all this detail that you're going to need, but again, don't get caught up on it. We're going to cover that here on the channel. This is just the basics of getting your book up and get it published. And then once you do that, you'll see there, and once you get all those errors corrected, you'll go ahead and exit Print Previewer. In that case, you will approve it when there are no errors, but we can't approve it because there are errors. And that's going to take you back to your Paperbook Content tab. You're just going to simply scroll down, and once you get all your errors fixed, you're going to save and continue. So you can see here, I went ahead and I fixed all the errors. You can see here the interior paper type under the summary. The bleed settings, cover finish, again, trim size. I went ahead and changed it to 8.5 by 11 to get this approved to move to the next step to show you this example. You can see here it's going to show you your printing cost, how much it's going to cost for Amazon to print this book. So this is going to be applicable on the next page when you actually price your book. So we're going to go ahead, save, and continue. So now here, again, this is going to be where you price it, the territories. You can go ahead and select all territories. Of course, if there's something in this book that's only going to apply to a specific territory, you can go ahead and select individual territories. Here's where you set your list price. It's going to give you a minimum and a maximum. Go with something like $7. So then when you put in something like $7 US, you're going to see right here, based upon the rate that you're going to get, 60%. The printing cost, this is what your royalty is going to be, meaning this is how much money you're going to make every time you sell one of your books. Expanded distribution, this is if you want other people to be able to find your book from bookstores, other online retailers, libraries, academic institutions, depending on your book. You can select that or not select that, that's up to you. But what that'll do will give you the opportunity to sell your book at a 40% rate, and you can see the royalty for that, which is 65 cents. So up to you whether or not you would rather make no cents or 65 cents. Again, that's your call. Go ahead and make it as you see fit. Terms and conditions right here. It can take up to 72 hours for your book to be available for purchase on Amazon. Until then, the book status will be in review. And at that point, you simply just go ahead and click publish your paperback book. Of course, I'm not going to click that because this is not a real book. And then once you do that, you'll go back to your bookshelf. Then you'll see that under your books, of course, this is in draft. If you need to make any changes, it'll be in draft. When it gets ready to publish, it'll say here, it'll be in review. And then once Amazon reviews it, they'll go ahead, they'll approve it, and then you'll publish it, and then you'll be able to see your book on the Amazon Marketplace. So it really is just that simple, step-by-step, to actually get your book up and published. Again, this was a simple example of a paperback manuscript in what we call low content. Of course, this was a kid's activity book and a coloring book. But the same process applies if you actually have a nonfiction book or a fiction book that you've written a short story in. It's just all about the way you format your manuscript and upload it. And when you pick the size inside here, inside of Amazon KDP. And I just want to walk through the settings real quick so you can see them, so you're ready to go when you decide to make that leap into self-publishing here on Amazon. Of course, if you have any comments, go ahead, just ask any questions you have as well in the comments of this video down below. I would love to hear from you. I'll answer any and all questions. So go ahead, feel free to ask any questions, leave comments. Let's get those comments going and make this video as useful as possible to you and to everyone else in the community. If this video is helpful, give me a thumbs up. There's going to be a typewriter right here. Click on that typewriter, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, just like the other videos you're going to see here on the end screen. Click those videos, keep learning, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.